Yes, this question.
Yeah, this the thing I've written in green, there is the correction. This one, I put it as cos yesterday. This should have been sine, and this should have been cos here. So I'll get T2 as 10, 20, and T1 as 10. Yesterday I made a mistake here. And this corrected thing I put it in notes. That's what I do. After the class, I'll remove the mistakes and clean it up and put it as notes. Okay, so the corrected one is there in the notes.
Yes, sir.
This is the one you're talking about, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Whenever there is a function of this type, a cos theta plus b sin theta, this is a standard way of getting maxima and minima.
Yes, sir.
Okay, he's waiting. All right. Your mic is off, Bhavya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, yesterday's thing, did you check the notes?
No, sir.
Bhavya. Okay. They had made a small mistake here. The one I highlighted in green, yesterday I put as, instead of sine, I put cos. Instead of cos, I put sine. Okay. So there is a minor correction because of the final answer will be a little bit different. Okay, but the method is correct, except for this mistake.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but the corrected one I put in the notes. Whatever I put
Okay,
as notes in the folder, I make these corrections, clean it up and put it. So whatever is there in the notes is correct. Okay, so we go for today's class. So today is principle of mathematical induction. You heard of this term, mathematical induction?
No, sir.
Okay, right. Let me start with a specific example. Say I want to find a sum of terms like this: 1 plus 2 plus 3, so on up to n. And let me call this sum as sum of n terms, Sn. Okay, where n is a natural number. So how do I find a formula for this one? Because
Yes, sir.
You already know the formula.
Sn is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. That AP1, arithmetic progression, I've learned.
Yeah, okay. Suppose you don't know the formula, there's another way of approaching this one. The value of n and then Sn. If you put n equal to 1, the value of Sn is 1. Okay. If you put n equal to 2, don't scribble. That's the AP formula.
Yes,
I know that. N equal to 2, what is the sum? 3, right?
Yeah.
N equal to 3, the sum is 6.
4. Yeah, 6.
Okay. So here, this 3 I can write as 2 into 3 divided by 2. This 6 I can write as 3 into 4 divided by 2. And this 1 I can write as 1 into 2 divided by 2. For n equal to 4, what is the sum?
Sir, 4 into 5 divided by 2.
And right now we have not got that formula. So the previous one I have to add 4. So this I can write as 4 into 5 divided by 2. So we see a pattern here. So if you want to get the sum of first k, this one, then the sum will be k into k plus 1 divided by 2. Lakshya, following?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get the formula, but right now I'm assuming that I don't know the formula. So this is one way of guessing the formula. I just put n equal to 1, see what is the sum, and then n equal to 2, and I can write the result as in this form: 1 into 2 by 2, 2 into 3 by 2, like that. So from that I can generalize for sum of k terms as k into k plus 1 by 2. Okay, this is one way of doing it. Another way is, suppose if someone says, okay, you are checking for first few numbers, how can you be sure this is true for a large value of k? Okay, for that, one method I'll say is n, right? For k, I'll say, assume that this is true. From that, prove that for k plus 1, the formula is k plus 1 into k plus 2 by 2. Okay, if I assume the thing for k is true, from that I'll get this Sn for k, sk plus 1 is sk plus k plus 1, right? Daksh, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Sum of k plus 1 terms is sum of k terms plus the next term, k plus 1. Why is it okay? Bhavya?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this thing I'm assuming it's true. So I'll use this result. This one. Okay.
Yeah.
Plus k plus 1. So I can take k plus 1 commonly outside. And then it will become k plus 2 by 2. Okay. So if I assume this thing, I can prove it's true for k plus 1. Okay. Okay. So the important thing is if p of k is true, it implies p of k1, k plus 1 is true. This I have to. I am assuming it's true for k, and I'm proving that using that assumption I can prove it's true for k plus 1. Once I get this result, and if I show that p of 1 is true, then it is true for all n. Because if p of 1 is true means p of 2 is true from this result. Getting the point?
Yeah.
And if I assume p of k is true, that implies that p of k plus 1 is true. After that, I see p of 1 is true by putting the value of n equal to 1. Okay, from that, I know p of 2 is true. And if p of 2 is true, p of 3 is true. P of 3 is true, p of 4 is true. So it will go on up to whatever large number I want. So this way of proving is called method of mathematical induction. Daksh, is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But suppose I have given, okay, in mathematics there are two ways of reasoning. One is called deductive reasoning. Other one is called inductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning is the in which we know the result for the general case, and then we can use for a particular case. The general case is sum of n terms is n into n plus 1 by 2. Okay, this is known. From this I can get S10 as 10 into 11 by 2. This way of getting the answer is called deductive reasoning. Okay, from the general I can get a particular result. But inductive reasoning is opposite. I know S1, I know S2. So from that I have to generalize for Sn. And this way of, that's what you've done here, right? I got the result for S1, S2 up to S10 or S4. From that I'm trying to prove it is true for any value of n. So this way of reasoning is called inductive reasoning. Okay, from a particular case, I'm getting the result for a general case. That is induction. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Daksh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Here, what do you see? It's a pack of tiles. Okay. And if I push one tile, all the tiles will fall, right? Yes?
Yes, sir.
But the tile has got some size, no? Say the height of the tile is h. Okay. But suppose if the distance between two tiles is 2h. Okay. Now if I push the tile, will the tiles fall?
No.
Okay. So the thing is, okay, the condition is all the tiles are separated by equal distance. Equal distance between tiles. Okay, the only condition I have to check is whether h is greater than the separation between the two tiles. So for that, what I'll do is I'll push k tile. If k plus 1 falls, then I'll note this result. Okay, then I'll push p1. And if p2 falls, then I'll say all the tiles will fall. Okay. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
the condition is p1 false. Doesn't have to check p2 false. I just have to check whether p1 is falling. There's no need for p2 to fall because I already checked it. When pk falls, pk plus 1 falls. K plus 1 tile falls. Why is it clear?
Yes, sir.
First thing, I'll push the k tile and I'll check whether k plus 1 tile is falling. Okay. Once I do that, I'll push first tile. So once I do that, I'm sure that all the tiles will fall. Okay. So the method of mathematical induction is like that. I just assume p of k is true. From that, I'll prove that p of k plus 1 is true. And I'll check p of 1 is true. If that is true, then p of 2 is true, p of 3 is true, p of 4 is true. So it's true for all n. Okay. So this is what I've written here. Okay. This is the principle of mathematical induction. The given statement is called, instead of s of n, we call it p of n. And we'll check for whether it's true for 1. Check whether p of 1 is true. And then, yes, n equal to 2, you assume it's true. And check whether p of k plus 1 is true. If this is true, means that p of n is true for all n. That's what I just explained. Okay. Okay. Using that method, just prove that this statement is true. You have pen and paper, no? You just try. You have to prove this statement. First thing to check whether it's correct, just let's put from few values of n, small values of n. N equal to 1. What is the left hand side? It's 1, right? On the right hand side is 1 into 2 into 3 divided by 6. N equal to 2. The left hand side is 5. The right hand side is 2 into 3 2 4 5 divided by 6. So it is 5. Okay. Now let me assume that this is true for k.
Sure.
That means 1 plus 2 square plus 3 square, so on up to k square equal to k into k plus 1 to 2k plus 1 divided by 6. I'm assuming this is true. Okay. Now for k
Yeah.
plus 1, the sum is 1 square plus 2 square plus so on up to k square plus k plus 1 square. This should be equal to k plus 1 plus k plus 2, 2k plus 2 plus 3 divided by 6. This I have to prove. This is a question mark. Okay, it's not a proof. This one is given. I'm assuming this is true. So using this kth statement, can I prove the statement for k plus 1?
Sir, how will you do that?
Daksh, are you getting the idea?
I don't know how to do it, sir.
Yeah, just try it. Okay, for this one, this part, use this result because I'm assuming this is true, no?
Okay.
And then simplify it, you should get the right hand side.
So can you go to the previous slide?
Yeah, hold on. This is enough, right? What happened? So by 6, okay.
Yes, sir.
You got the answer?
No, sir.
Okay, this yellow part is k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 by 6 plus the next term k plus 1.
So shouldn't it be 2k plus 2?
See, 2k plus 1, you have to put k to k plus 1, right? It will be 2k plus 2 plus 1. There is 2k plus 3 only. Okay, from the right hand side, you should get a
If we
hint.
simplify, then we'll get the same.
Yeah, see, from the right hand side, you can get a hint. K plus 1 is one factor, right? So to take k plus 1 outside, and then it's a quadratic equation. It's not difficult. K into 2k plus 1 by 6 plus k plus 1. Now this is a quadratic equation. Okay, by 6 is, we can take it out. Okay, so it is 2k square plus k plus 6k 7k plus 6. So this shouldn't be factorized k plus 2 and 2k plus 3. 2k square 4 7k. Yeah, these are the two factors. So this one will become k plus 2 into 2k plus 3. So it is same as right hand side. So from this we get p of k implies p of k plus 1. This means that p of k statement true implies that the statement is true for k plus 1. Daksh, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Looking at the right hand side, we can get a guess that what should be the factors. So we just have to check whether those factors are true. So you don't even have to solve the quadratic equation. Bobby, it's clear now?
Yes, sir.
So and we have proved for p of 1. P of 1 is true. And we have proved p of k implies p of k plus 1. So p of 1 is true, that implies p of 2 is true, p of 3 is true, so on. So this is true for all n. Okay, and this guy has given us n greater than or equal to 1. And we have checked for 1, so it is true for all values greater than or equal to 1. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Try to prove this one. First, check for small values of n and convince yourself that it's true. Check for n equal to 1. Is it true? 2 is greater than 1, right?
Yeah.
N equal to 2.
It is
4
true.
is greater than 2.
Yeah, it is true for all values, for values 1, 2, like that, right? So now we assume it's true for P of K. Assume P of K is 2 raised to the power K is greater than K. Assume this is true. I'm putting a tick mark. Now we have to show that 2 raised to the power K plus 1 is greater than K plus 1. I'm putting a question mark here. We have to show this one. Are you able to proceed? Bhavya, done?
No, sir.
The first statement is true. We are assuming it's true. Use that to prove the second statement.
Yes, sir, I'm trying.
Daksh, done?
No, sir. How am I supposed to do it?
So not getting. So not getting.
Hold on. Okay. Now we are getting. I written the steps. See, I've written like this. This is 2, no? The last step. I have to.
Yeah.
And this yellow one, 2 raised to the power is greater than K. That is by this first statement. Okay. And 2 raised to the power K is greater than 1. Because K is a positive integer. The minimum value is 1, right?
Yeah.
2 raised to the power is 2. That is greater than 1. So the first term on the left side is greater than the first term on the right side. And the second term on the left side is greater than the second term on the right side. So it's obviously true.
Yeah.
Got it?
No, sir.
Hold on. Tell me.
So if we divide both by 2,
Okay.
then we get 2 to the power of k is equal to
No, you have to
k
relate.
plus 1 by 2.
Okay. We have to use the first statement, no? You have to get to that form. Okay, you understood the method I did? 2 times
Yes,
2,
yes.
2 raised to the k is
Once
right.
again.
Huh?
Sir, can you explain one more time?
Yeah. See, first this thing is you assume that it is true for k. You
Okay.
assume this statement, okay? And
Yeah.
then you have to prove that it is true for k plus 1. That's why I assume
Yes.
I
Okay.
put tick mark here. You have to take that thing.
Okay.
Question mark you have to
Yes,
show
sir.
it. Okay. So since the first statement is true, I'm trying to make use of it. So this 2 raised to the power k plus 1, that equals 2 raised to the power k into 2.
Okay.
Okay, right hand side is same. And to relate these two, for relating, I just put a box. What I want to fill in the box, I'll
Okay.
just fill it. Okay, when you want to relate two things, just put a box in between them. Okay, this 2 I can split it as 2 raised to the power k and 2 raised to the power k. Right hand side, just keep it like this. I'm from the first statement, the kth statement. I know the first term is greater than this first term on the right side. Okay, and the second term is greater than the second term on the right side because all positive integers. The minimum positive integer is 1. Okay, and it's 2 for 1. 2 raised to the power 1 is greater than the second term. Then it's 2 for. Okay. Okay, the Zoom has got a limit of 40 minutes. If it cuts, I'll cut and rejoin again.
Okay, sir.
I hope it will allow me. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So this is proved now. P of 1 is true. And I have proved that P of k plus 1, P of k implies P of k plus 1. Okay, this also I have shown, which implies P of n true for all n element of positive integer. And the
Yeah, sir.
right positive integers. Even if you okay, suppose you include the whole number. Okay, suppose you include 0, then it will not be greater. It will be okay. Then also it's true because this second term is the same as the second term on the right side, and the first term is greater than the first term on the right side. Then also it's true even for 4 numbers. Even if you include 0, it is true. But if you include -1, it is not true.
Sir, it's,
Got it now?
sir, it's still true
For what?
if it's -1.
-1 means the left hand side is half, no? 1 by 2.
And right hand side is -1, which means it's greater.
No, right hand side is always 1. No, right hand is always +1.
It's still
Okay.
greater, sir.
Okay, fine. Let me get to that. I have to think about it. Let's not waste time. Okay, try this one. The same way. First check whether it's true for 1, P of 1.
तुरंत didn't.
So P of 1 is true, right? Assume P of k is true.
अंदर
So now I have to check for P of k plus 1. So that will be k divided by k plus 1 plus k plus 1 term. That will be k plus 1 k plus 2 equal to question mark k plus 1 by k plus 2. So after this k plus 2. Okay, LCM is k plus 1 k plus 2. Remember is k into k plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so this is equal to k square plus 2k plus 1.
And that's greater.
हो गया करंट हो गया उनको बैल्कनी से
So this is true. Is it done?
मैम इन लोगों की टीम में ना बहुत ज्यादा गड़बड़ मैंने रिकॉग्नाइज किया चंद्ररेखा कर लेगी मैनेज को उसके हाँ मेरे को भी चाहिए आप सोचो ना आपके पास एक भी रेफरेंस शीट कुछ भी निकाल कर ना मटेरियल मतलब दिस इज द केस सर आपको अपने ईमेल आईडी से ठीक है पर्सनल ईमेल आईडी पे चेक करो मेरा ही चल रहा तो छोड़ दे
Daksh, is it done?
No, sir, I'm not getting it.
I have done the steps. I've done it. Can you check?
Okay, sir.
See, P of k plus 1 is, I use P of k, right? This is same as this one. The sum of first k terms. So I'm not writing it again. I'm just putting the result of that one. This one, right hand side. I'm using it here. And then the k plus 1th term. And this should be equal to k plus 1 divided by k plus 2. This I have to show. I put a question mark here. Okay. And here I have to take the LCM as this one, k into k plus 1 and k plus 2. And the numerator will simplify as k plus 1 whole square. And 1 k plus 1 will cancel and you'll get this right answer. Bhavya, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, mic is off. Right, Bhavya, is it done? Daksh, is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just manipulation, algebraic manipulations. Bhavya, done? Are
Yes,
you
sir.
following? I have done it. Are you following the steps?
Yeah. Sir, can you explain once more, just one more time?
Yeah. See, you first said P of 1 is true.
Yeah.
P of 1 is true, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. And then assume this one, P of k. You assume this is true.
Yeah.
And then you check whether P of k plus 1 is true. Okay. P of k plus is sum of k plus 1 terms. So the first k terms is this one. I'm not writing it again. This is first k terms, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm using this
Yes.
right hand side. Okay. And then the k plus 1 term is this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this I have,
Yes, sir. I'm not here. Just a second.
you're sitting in the hall or Daksh, you followed, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you do one thing, you proceed to the next one. Can you just copy this statement? 7 raised to the power minus n. You have to show it's divisible by 4. Okay. Any positive integer n. Okay. Assume it's true. Check it's true for 1. It's true for 1,
For
right?
1, yes, sir.
Then assume it's true for k. Okay. And then check for
Still
k.
true.
No, assume it's true for k. And
It
then
is true, sir.
And then you have to check for k plus 1.
Okay, sir.
Just do that one.
So can you?
You just copy it.
दूसरा मैं क्या सोच रही हूँ मैं इनको कह रही हूँ कि आप फ्राइडे को एक बार साइंस की क्लासेस में आके देखो फ्राइडे की जो साइंस की क्लास आएंगी ना मैं इनको कह रही हूँ कि सब अपनी अपनी रेलिवेंट क्लासेस में आके देखो ठीक है तो ताकि उसमें आपको क्लास कंट्रोल पता चलेगी क्लास के बच्चों को कैसे कंट्रोल करना
How we are doing it?
Yes, sir.
Have you got it? Understood or not?
Sir, I'm trying to solve.
Which one? The example 3?
No, 4.
Okay, 3 you understood, is it? Three you understood. And unmute your mic.
Yes, sir. Yes, I understood.